smoking is hopeless, but feel like it's all that I need. Something inside.
Welcome to the Lily Warrior channel. Turn on your notifications, comment, like, subscribe if you like our content. Today I am going to be talking about my adoption story, so stay tuned. Welcome back to the Lily Warrior channel, and I am here today to talk about my adoption story and the experience, the trauma, and everything that I went through living with these people. I was the age for when I finally got taken away from my biological parents because my dad was in prison, and my mom, she just wasn't financially able to take care of 4 kids by herself, so she did what she thought was best for us inside her rights away, and we got taken away, put into foster homes. Me and my brothers, 2 went to a separate one, and one of my brothers came with me to stay. So I was separated from 2 of my brothers while I stayed with one of them. At the age of 5, my world turned upside down because I got sexually assaulted by the adopted dad.
Kind of like the song, he left his home in Georgia to come do this tonight.
And it continued till I was 16. And I also got sexually assaulted by the biological son.
This is my newest best friend in my life.
But I'm not going to go into details
But I also got my oldest best friend on
just
this
know I
song
was
as well.
sexually assaulted by 2 other
So I would like to bring the
people that
motherfucking
live
birthday
with
boy,
me.
Struggle Jennings, out here right now.
And the only reason they adopted me was for the money, obviously. They really didn't care about me because I could tell. They really didn't care about me because of the way they treated me and the other kids in the household. My adoption was legalized at 6. And I'll admit I have some behavioral problems when I first moved in with them, because I just got yanked out of my home, my biological parents' household. The only people I knew growing up at the age of 4, not understanding why it was happening, and then dealing with the sexual assault at a young age, and all the way till I was 16. It just fucked my mind up. I was a very troubled kid living with them. I take full responsibility in the stuff I did in their household. At the age 16, they had enough of my stuff and hospitalized me into a psych ward for the last time. And after I got out of the psych ward, I was put into a group home and not into their care anymore.
I didn't know how to describe this song, but I came up with
it was just a very traumatic experience living with them, the stuff that would happen in the household, and me experiencing it and going through it out of all the kids, feeling unloved, unworthy. No kid should ever feel that way, but I did. I begged and cried for my adopted parents to love me the right way, treat me the right way, but they never did. They only, like I said, did it for the money. They show favoritism, of course, and at 16, I finally escaped the hellhole I was living in. Multiple occasions, I had tried to attempt suicide living with them. I did some self-destructive things living with them. But like I said in my previous video about mental health, my trauma in my past is what led up to my mental health being worse than what it already was, because of what I went through living with them, and the group home experiences weren't the best, being hospitalized, in jail. I didn't have an easy life growing up. I was the only one who taught myself how to grow up, and I taught myself the wrong way of how to do things. I had my good and bad days after I left them in that household. I never looked back, and I don't miss living in that household because, like I said, why would you miss living in that household that caused you all this trauma and all this pain, hurt, begging, pleading to just be loved the right way as a kid and not do it for the money, just do it out of the kindness of your heart. But I have no contact with my adopted parents. I cut contact out over a year ago. I tried to call and get my closure. It didn't go the right way, so I just cut all contact, and I don't plan on reaching out ever again. My closure is just letting go and not looking back and moving forward. I do have contact with my biological parents. I did get to meet my mom at the age of 18, my biological mom, and I lived with her for 3 weeks. Some stuff hindered that. And I'm living with my biological dad now. I've been living with him for almost 4 years now. So I do have contact with my biological family. I have contact with one of my brothers. And the other two are just stuck in their own ways. And it's okay.
Shocking.
Because I'm stuck in my own ways
are signing
too.
up for their Camp Lejeune Justice Act claim. Only
About
20,000 claims have been filed.
You know what I mean? Because one, I have no contact with, haven't had contact with since I moved out of the adoptive parents' house, and that was the one that was staying with me. He just went ghost and decided he didn't want to have no contact with me anymore, so that's okay. The other brother that lives in Indiana, we're just stuck in our own ways. We don't mesh, and that's okay. I will live, and I will move on with my life. But, yeah, that's the backstory of my adoption story. I did not get justice because I was denied justice. They said it was all made up and a lie, which was not the case. The adopted mom closed the case after I took it to be investigated. Every time I brought it up to my adopted mom, and the investigations were going on, she said I was lying. She didn't want to take the investigation any further, so they closed it. So that's why I never got my justice for what happened to me. And I live with that every day. And also, my adoption was a closed adoption. So when they closed the adoption, I had no contact with my mom, my dad. The visit stopped. I didn't even know about my grandparents' deaths. I missed my grandparents' deaths, funerals, and everything because the adoption was closed and I could have no contact with my biological family. When I moved down to West Virginia, that's when I found out my dad's mom and dad was dead, and I found out my mom's dad was dead, and my aunt died in a car crash. Like, all that was kept from me because of the closed adoption. So you gotta look at it. I didn't have the right time to grieve. And people ask me, how do I deal with that? I don't deal with it the right way because it kills me every day knowing that I didn't get to say goodbye to my grandparents or get to spend time with my grandparents. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it affects me. but I move on, and I put a smile on my face at the end of the day and move through my days the best way I can. There's a lot of stuff that I fight by myself in my head. But yeah.